Well, hello and welcome everybody to the New Health Conversation. And for all the censors that guard the community guidelines, we assure you at the New Health Conversation, the only thing we ever share with our audience is based on medical proof. We do not make opinions. We don't make claims. Everything we're stating is safe. It's been backed by medical proof, and everybody gets to see because it's in the public domain. It's available to everybody to see. So we're not making any claims. We're not making any false claims, medical studies. So we always like you to know that. So, and basis in medical fact. And when you're dealing with a position now where we're listening to actually gain more weight than you lose, and I'm going to show you evidence over and over again. What makes this so different about what she did, it's published in 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies now. There is no other weight loss protocol in the world with 10. If they have one, they're lucky. And when I show you the actual evidence of how poor diets really perform in the long run, you're probably going to be changing your mind. Now, at any moment, any time, you can go to the website. It's right there, the New Health Conversation. Notice, 100% free coaching. So just Google the New Health Conversation. That's all you do. Google the New Health Conversation. It'll take you there. We will not contact you if you go to that website. I swear on my children's lives and my grandkids' lives, we're not going to go there. But you're in a position where what you can do if you want to is you can go and look at the medical proof, and then you can, if you like what you see, scroll down, and it's absolutely free coaching. It's no gimmicks. We're scientists. We're not messing around. This is not some infomercial. This is one of the biggest parts about it. It's the years. So just imagine that if you can. So anyway, to make a long story short, what we want to do today is we want to educate you. We want to make you aware really of what's available. It's not a question of does it work, but I want you to understand why does it work. And again, there's no by the top, they're considered there and just came to one big conclusion, yo-yo effect. But you're going to understand. Now, that may shock you. It may make you angry. It may make you leave the podcast. I can't control that. The only thing that I can do is show you the medical evidence and let the science speak for itself. In thirds, because they didn't want exercise to be an outlier. Otherwise, you would have said, well, they lost weight because it was diet and exercise. No, it wasn't. I'd love for anybody to put in the chat, if you wanted to lose 20 pounds, be honest. How long would you honestly give yourself? Pick any diet. Pick any trainer, pick any gym, pick anything, machines, whatever you want to do. Tell me how long would it take for you to lose 20 pounds. But in addition, does anyone know the actual definition of a calorie? Because one of the things the researchers did, they absolutely eliminated calorie counting. To create this, there's no calorie counting. It's based on serving sizes and it's based on an underlying principle, and it's called nutritional density. We'll get into that in just a moment. I want you to understand this is not a slick 60-second, buy our recipes, buy an app. There's no, that doesn't work. You get a real human being, an actual free coach, free. We all got coached. We're willing to coach you. This could change your life. Again, I'd love for any of you to put in the chat, you want to lose 20 pounds. How long would you give yourself to lose 20 pounds? Keep in mind, there was no exercise allowed because they didn't want exercise to be an outlier. They're not against exercise, of course not. They made them wear Fitbits to prove they weren't exercising. So let me show you 3 other quick pictures, and then we'll get into exactly explaining to you what did they do, because I know you're all impatient and ready to go, tell us. Just be patient for just a couple. Hello, Carissa. Hello, Enrique. Okay, so this is the first picture. Now let's go to the second one. Look at Julie, everybody. 35 pounds in 37 days. That is not a misprint. It's not fake. Look at how much her 60 pounds in 3 months. Look at her face. Look at her arms. Look at her body. And I know a lot of people say it's a different woman. We switch women. No, it's the same person. It's my friend's daughter. I mean, really, you really think we're going to Photoshop? I guess you could. You could be that cynical to think that that's what we're doing. Look. The thing that's so exciting about this for all of you, as I said, this protocol is now published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world in the public domain. So everything I'm sharing with you is in the public domain, okay? Now, the last one, you always hear when you get older, it's really hard to lose weight. Look at this, everybody. That's a guy in his mid-60s, 40.8 pounds, 52.5 inches in 30 days. Look at his stomach. But the most important thing, look at his lab work. His A1C went from 8.4 to 6.4 in 30 days. His triglycerides from 242 to 124 in 30 days. I promise you, no diet's ever produced anything like this. This is not a diet. I'm going to let the secret out right now. This is a detox. I'll explain that to you in just a moment. So this, what I'm going to explain to you next, is what was invented by these researchers who are the top weight loss researchers in the world. They have no products to sell. They don't have a company. They're scientists. We don't sell you anything. So let's get into it right away, okay? Let's come back now. I like to use this particular illustration. I'd love for any of the women or anybody to comment. What would you think about that? As a matter of fact, most women on this, they will lose a whole dress size in the first 30 days. Men will lose 2 to 4 inches off their waist in the first 30 days without any exercise. Now, if you want to exercise, it's even better, but you go over that with your coaches. Now, why would you need a coach? Because we don't know anything about you. What if you want to gain weight? Do you know we have kids as young as 2 doing this? We have a lady 91 years old. We have people with no thyroids. We have a guy with a heart transplant, kidney transplant, people with no gallbladders. And we're not treating, curing, diagnosing, or preventing any medical diseases at all. This is real scientific proof, the final breakthrough that everybody, well, it took them 40 years to figure it out. 40 years. And you'll almost think when you hear it, well, that was simple. No, it wasn't. No one ever figured it out until now. It's never been done before. This is brand new, even though these studies were started about 13 years ago. It took that long in some cases to get them published in the journals and have all the medical proof and backup, because this is a really big deal, right? Because you understand fundamentally, it's a month, I'm on it, I lost nothing. Bruno Ruggiero, it's a month, I'm on it, I lost nothing. You're on what, Bruno? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. And if you lost nothing, then get all your money back, because there's a 100% money back guarantee if you, in fact, were doing this. Nothing, of course, is 100%. So I don't know. All I can tell you is I lost 30 pounds in a month 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. This is what she did. And if this is what you did and it didn't work, get a refund. Seriously. I mean, there's no gimmicks. There's no tricks, right? There's nothing on planet Earth that's 100% that I know of. I mean, I guess death is 100%, right? That would be good. Well, then, Bruno, like I said, if it's not working, there's a 100% money back guarantee, 2 inches in 30 days. So it's obviously working for 99% of the people. It's really unfortunate if it didn't work for you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know who your coach is, but I would say that if it didn't work, then it's not going to work for you. Sorry. But let's come back for everybody else, okay? So she really did lose 21 pounds and 38 inches in 30 days, and that's 8 years ago, and she's kept the weight off, right? So what did she do? So first of all, it was based on these researchers, and again, it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the whole world, okay? They invented it, and it wasn't based on counting calories. It was based on one principle, and that was giving your body enough nutrition so your brain didn't think you were starving to death. And when that happens, it turns your muscles into fuel, slowing down your immune system, okay? No question about it. Now, the other thing that I would say is this, that the main reason to do it is not to lose weight. The main reason to do it is to detoxify your body. And why can I say that? Because the researchers did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved that this was removing chemicals. You could see her stomach, how much it went down in just 30 days, right? And I mean, we have a more dramatic example. Here's a lady right here. How about 200 pounds in a year? Where's the loose skin? So obviously, again, Bruno, it's working for some people. I'm really sorry if it didn't work for you. That's why there's no risk. You got a 30-day money back guarantee for all of you, by the way. That's another great aspect of this. 70% of the food you would buy, you have no risk. If it doesn't work, they get all their money back. And you know that's true. It doesn't matter whether it's antibiotics. Nothing is 100% for everybody. But person after person, I've been doing this 23 years. We've helped about 500,000 people. And the preponderance of people, I'd say 99.9%, have had amazing, amazing results. So that's all I can say. Okay, I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. If it didn't work, then get your money back. It's that simple. Okay? Bruno? Did I lose you, Bruno? Well, that's okay. But anyway, so here's what they did. The researchers figured that any diet that was involved in calorie counting does not ever work, ever. So they said, we got to do something different. So first of all, to do this, they don't want you counting calories. They want you to concentrate on serving sizes. And they gave a grocery list that you would get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. And those would be based on serving sizes. Okay, got that? The other 70%, and here's the key, the other key are these exotic ingredients that come from around the world, from places like Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. So 30% of the food you would consume in a month, you're going to buy from your grocery store, and about 70%, which comes with a 100% money back guarantee, which it does. There's no questions asked. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But those nutrients, plus what you get from the store, then you do something called protein pacing, which 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day. You're going to start with the most exotic foods in the world for breakfast, lunch from the grocery store, dinner from the grocery store, and a fourth meal after dinner. 5 days a week. 2 days a week, you're going to do something which is the main reason to do this is intermittent nutritional fasting. Not fasting, not water fasting, not time restricted eating. On those days, absolutely no food from the grocery store at all, only these exotic foods around the world, but this time you're going to eat 8 times a day. You're going to be eating every about hour and a half to 2 hours. Diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes, and people that weighed 300 pounds were not hungry. And in a month's time, they proved that hunger went down 41% in a month. And blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides all came down dramatically for people. But the biggest thing was when they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, it was proven that this was helping the body remove chemicals from the body. Not up for debate, that was proven. And then the other part of it is, like I said, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. So the number one reason to do this is to detox your body. The number 2 reason to do it, and they have the medical proof, it lowers inflammation. And that's really it for everybody. So who has a question about that? And anybody, tap on the screen if you have a question, or you can like it or dislike it or not like it. It's at all. Lily, okay, Lily, and Chloe joined. So again, give me a yes if you'd like to know how she did it. So Real Diamond is on, Lily is on, Real Diamond is on. So Real Diamond or anybody else, are you trying to lose weight? This is real. She lost 21.2 pounds, 38 inches in 30 days with no exercise allowed. So we got Regila's on. I'm not quite sure. Jeff Fallon is on. SM Miley and Mimi, hello. So who would like to know how she did this? But also for men, look at this, everybody. How about 40 pounds and 52 inches in 30 days? This is not a diet. It's not about counting calories. Diets do not work in the long run. There's no question about it. None. Zero question. And that's not my opinion. As a matter of fact, diets actually cause you to gain weight. Let me read this from this big study. Landmark UCLA meta-analysis by Tracy Mann and her colleagues published in the American Psychologist. They looked at 31 long-term studies of calorie-restricted diets and exploding diets, which this is not. This has nothing to do with counting calories. Nothing whatsoever to do with counting calories. I mean, this is pretty, look at his blood work, everybody. Look at his A1C went from 8.4 to 6.4, triglycerides 242 to 124. That's in 30 days, everybody. 30 days with no exercise. And he's a mid-60s. Look at his stomach, how much it went down. So are you interested? Are you intrigued? Please ask me, put in the thing. If you'd like me to explain how you do this, I'm happy to do it. But in the meantime, if you don't want to listen to what I have to say, then you can see it in blue there. That's a free coaching, the New Health Conversation. You'd want to go there and you get to see all the medical proof. And if you like what you see, you can scroll down and you get a free coach. Make sense? So who would like to ask me a question? Hi, Ketty. Oh, she's gone. So who else wants to ask a question? I mean, again, everybody, look at this. How about 60 pounds in 3 months? Does that intrigue you? 5 pounds a week for 3 straight months. Look at her face, arms, body. It's the same woman. Who would like to know? Anybody comment on that? What do you think? You're going on and seeing these. I see it. You go on influencers. They got hundreds of people coming on there. They don't have one shred of medical evidence. And you're following this nonsense, this vapor trail. It's like chasing windmills. You have to understand that traditional diets are over. They're finished. It's not even me saying that. Here's Harvard Medical School. Stop counting calories. They said, let me read this stuff from the study. They said, The idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not only antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. Drop the calories notion, Stanford said. It's time to concentrate on what's in our food, not how much food we're consuming. It's exactly what they did on this protocol, and they have nothing to do with Harvard. And also, this protocol now has been published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So it's safe, it's real. You all can go, and it's in the public domain. You can see it. But we've made it easier. We've actually put the studies, or the links to the studies are on that website that you look in there. So if you went to Google and typed in the new health conversation, I'll show it to you all here in just a moment. There it is. Hello, Simcole. Hello, Teresa. Hello, Dione. There's the website. There's nothing to buy. The only thing on there is the medical proof, including an interview, that right there, number one, with the number one weight loss nutrition physiologist. We're not holding anything back. We're showing you everything up front. And then if you like what you see, you can scroll down past this and you get a free coach. It's not a gimmick. It's not a trick. This is for real. I just feel sad for the people that come on for like 10 seconds and then think they have this figured out. I think it's fake. It's not fake. This is real. This is the main reason to do this is not to lose the weight. The weight is a result of what? The products here. You're not buying any products. You're buying food. That's what it comes down to. So who else would like to ask me a question? So Paula joined, Hadja joined, Good Goddess, Kristen, I believe that might be the way it's, Bubble joined. Again, who would like to ask a question? Well, chat, everybody. The free medical website, the only one that I'm aware of on the whole of the internet. And we're proud to say that we supply you with medical proof for free. For free. And then you get to decide if you want to coach, then you get coached for free. Guess how much the coaching is? $0. Because I've had people come on the chat and say, how much is the coaching? $0. So again, who would like to know how in the world she did this? I know, I mean, look, there's 80% of America overweight, 50% obese, and 50% pre-diabetic. So I'm taking a wild guess that a lot of you that are on here right now are on diets or you're curious. I hope you're curious. So who would like to ask me a question? Anybody? Hello, Fabio La Mendoza. I hope I got that right. And top size, SIS 181. And Jenny. Well, hello, everybody. And again, we're going to make you aware of how they did this. There's no products. This is food and a new way of eating without any exercise. She lost 5 pounds a week, 38 inches. Look at her stomach, how much it went down in a month with no exercise allowed. They were Fitbits to prove they weren't exercising. What don't you understand about this? Are you suspicious? Do you think it's fake? Again, yes, Fabio, you think it's fake? So we would have had to fake a lot of stuff, though, because we would have to fake this one, 35 pounds in 37 days. And then the next picture is my friend's daughter. How about 60 pounds in 3 months? Or this older gentleman in his 60s, 40 pounds and 52 inches in a month. Or this lady right here, how about 200 pounds in a year? Where's the loose skin? Your natural inclination, Fabio, would be, yeah, it's fake. It's not, though. And what separates this from everything you've ever been on? It's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. These results are real. They're backed by medical science. It's not a sales hype on my part. There's nothing to buy. There are no products. You're going to buy food and learn a whole new way of consuming food. Unless you want to go on a diet, and their diets are pitifully, they don't work. As a matter of fact, let me read another big study. It says why you shouldn't count calories. And you're all going to anyway, but listen to me research. Been proven to keep weight off long term, ever. As a matter of fact, they said 2/3 of people who try to counter restrict calories gain back more weight than they lost. That's a medical reality of you're all on this collision course with yourselves. That picture's 8 or 9 years old. She's kept it off for 8 or 9 years. And again, you get to go, listen, it's a free website with the medical proof and then free coaching. You think we'd be dumb enough to, and by the way, 70% of the food you buy, 100% money back guarantee, not from us, because we're not selling you anything, for researchers who supply the foods to the research. You show me anything on, if this was fake, how would they do that? How would they do it? We just had a gentleman on that he was on it for 30 days and it doesn't work. Get a refund. No questions asked. Because nothing is 100%, well, except for death. And I don't want to go down that road, right? So 465, I'm saying hello. Trish, I'm saying hello. Gina, I'm saying hello. So Fabio, what do you think now? Because Fabio, here's the point. I'm a nutritional researcher for 23 years. I've written 4 best-selling books with some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I've done 20 shows on public broadcasting. I appeared on the 4 biggest daytime shows in America and did over 1,500 live lectures in hospitals and universities and towns around the world. My reputation matters. I'm not putting out fake stuff. Period. End of the story. We're not doing that. Because all this is in the public record. You can literally go and see it. Yes, Fabio, the New Health Conversation, but that's my TikTok site. That's not the website. The website, see, there's no spacing. Let me show you, Fabio and everybody else. Look at this. You go to Google, type in the New Health Conversation, okay, and you'll see it's going to take you to Google. There's the link. Click on the link, and there's the website. There's nothing on the website to buy. The only thing there is the medical proof, including, if you look at number 1, it's an exclusive podcast with the number 1 nutritional researcher in the world and weight loss. I mean, the number 1 person. So I hope that you will go there. You do trust me. Okay, good. I was getting a little worried there that you thought for some reason that I was, because Fabio, would it make, look, the fact I have these 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies, I don't have to make up anything. The reason we give you a free medical website, we want you to be able to decide based on looking at the scientific proof. And Fabio, I promise any of you, if you go there, we will not contact you. No way. So don't think you're going to go there and all of a sudden you're going to need a phone or a text. No, we don't need to do that. We want you to see the medical proof. Then you decide if you like what you see. Scroll down and get a free. But there's no products. We don't sell any products. We don't have anything to sell. We don't sell you the food. We teach it, but we coach you for free. We got coached, okay? We're researchers. And we've got a lot of people that want to have a different kind of life. I'm sad to say that all these diets are miserable, miserable failures. As a matter of fact, Fabio, let me read to you the actual weight loss results from the top weight loss programs in the world. Wait till you hear this, everybody. This is going to shock you. So this is a rundown. Let's start with a low-carb, low-fat diet. After 6 months, average weight loss between 4 and 10 pounds. In 6 months, low-carb diets in 6 months, 12 to 20 pounds. But 25, I forgot to mention that, in the low-fat diet, yeah, you're going to lose 10 pounds in 6 months, but 25 to 40% of the 10 pounds is lean muscle mass. Low-carb diet, 12 to 20 pounds in 6 months, 25 to 40% lean muscle. Keto, yes, on keto, you can lose up to 10 pounds in the first 2 weeks, mostly water and lean muscle mass. And after 12 months, the weight loss is only 16 pounds. So you lose weight and then you gain it all back. Carnivore, in 3 to 6 months, 10 to 15 pounds, 25 to 40% loss of lean muscle. Macro counting, terrible, 1 to 2 pounds weekly. And after 12 months, in 6 to 12 months, they only lost about 10 pounds. And time-restricted eating, this big fad now, which is a complete hoax, 3 to 7 pounds in 6 months, and at 12 months, they lost about 14 pounds in a year. And again, 25 to 40% of what you're losing on any of these diets is lean muscle mass. This is from the medical studies. This is in my opinion. I have nothing against any of these. I'm a scientist sharing you the information. Hell, she lost 21 pounds in a month. I mean, this is so ridiculous what we're doing to ourselves because we think somehow that these diets, you've all been bamboozled. I don't fault the people. They really believe this. But if you look at the medical reality, and you should hear what these researchers said about this. Traditional diets, be they low-fat, low-carb, keto, carnivore, macro-counting obsessions, or the latest fad, time-restricted eating, seduce millions with vows of dramatic weight loss and radiant health. But the brutal truth, etched in decades of unyielding scientific evidence, shatters this illusion. These diets deliver fleeting illusions of progress, followed by inevitable weight gain, negligible long-term medical benefits, and the hidden toll on your body by losing crucially valuable lean muscle mass, 25 to 40%, slowing down your metabolism and your immune system. You're literally making yourself unhealthy by doing these diets, by counting calories. Yeah, I get really excited, everybody. For all of you. This saved my life. 23 years ago, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks. I've kept it off for 23 years. We want to share all this. Anybody, I'd love for someone to put it in the comments. Are you interested in changing your life, or do you want to go back to these miserable failures of diets? And here's an even bigger slap in the face on all the diets. This is Medicare. And remember, everybody, I'm only reading to you from the medical proof. Nothing's my opinion. Medicare search for effective obesity treatments. Headline, diets are not the answer. Our researchers at Medicare reviewed studies of long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether dieting of any form is an effective treatment for obesity. The study showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. In summary, there's little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. You're following these people that might be well-intentioned. They're telling you to do something that can't possibly work long-term. Do you all get it now? Forget counting calories. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. I'd love for any of you to give me the definition. What's a calorie? Does anybody even know? Changing lives one at a time. That's exactly what we're doing. That's exactly right. I think is that your handle? That's a great handle if that's you, or you're just making a comment. So Fabio, hopefully you understand, or you're motivated to go. Look, I don't understand why everybody wouldn't at least go to the website and see the medical proof, and then you can poo-poo it, do whatever. But are you willing to take a chance that your skepticism tells you, oh, this can't be real? But it is real. And it is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. John England joined. Oh, what a wonderful handle. That is just absolutely, because that's kind of one of my themes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to steal it from you just when I saw that, right? Look, when I started 23 years ago, my first lecture, there were 2 people in the audience. And the biggest one I've ever done is the Anaheim Convention Center, 12,000 people on Jumbotrons. I've done 1,500 live lectures around the world. They even flew me to China. So this has come an awful long way, and people are hungry for this alternative. But changing lives one at a time. I actually said one day at a time, I guess. So we're not close, but no cigar here, right? But what I want to emphasize to you is that website is free for everybody to go to in the entire world. The New Health Conversation. And what's there is the medical proof. You can't, I hope maybe you all understand, when you have peer-reviewed human trial studies, published in these there's no editing, there's no changing, there's no opinions. The facts, the science is the science. The science is she lost 21 pounds and 38 inches in a month. She lost no water weight and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle with no exercise. Nobody in these pictures that I just showed were allowed to exercise because they didn't want exercise to be an outlier. Otherwise, you'd say, oh, they lost weight because it was diet and exercise. No, it wasn't. Had nothing to do with diet and exercise. So, hello, cool guy 152. For some reason, I'm having internet problems. It keeps going in and out, so I may have to stop and do something because I'm in my office building where my studio is. They're having, I don't know what's going on, but anyway, hopefully you all can hear me. Can somebody put a yes that you're not, the communication is clear and understandable, because if it's not, then I need to do something different. Hello, Michael Catalan. Hello, Etobia. Looking for friends forever. Well, that's a cool name as well. A cool guy, already 13936. I'm saying hello to you as well. But we have lots of new people on here who would like to know specifically what she did or what they did in general to, lose this kind of weight in that period of time, and it was totally safe. Let me show you just 2 other quick things here. So how about 35 pounds in 37 days? Look at how much her body shape, her body composition changed. And then my friend's daughter, and a lot of people accuse me of substituting a different person, a different woman. It's the same woman. Look at her face, look at her arms, look at her body. That's 3 months, 60 pounds. That's 20 pounds a month. You show me, I'd love for anybody to comment, show me any diet on planet Earth with any result like that. And then this older gentleman, you heard, when you get older, it's hard to lose weight. Well, don't tell him that. He lost 40.8 pounds and 52.5 inches in just 30 days. If you know of anything on planet Earth like this, I'd love for you to tell me. Sky joined, and Larry joined, and Niche joined. or at least you're looking. So again, this protocol is now published in 10 of the biggest peer-reviewed medical studies in the world, which validates it, which makes it safe, which says they're saying this is real. They proved in these medical journals, they scrutinize whatever research, whatever you're following. Why don't they have peer-reviewed human trial studies? You know why? Because the very claims they're claiming, they couldn't substantiate. I read to you before, like one of the big things, this new trend is this time-restricted eating where you don't eat for 16 hours and you eat for 8. Let's look at the actual weight loss. So right here, time-restricted eating, at 3 to 6 months, they lost 3 to 7 pounds. So let's be generous and say they lost basically 2 pounds a month. If it took them 6 months, it's less than 1 pound a month. But the sad part is, after 12 months, the weight loss was 10 to 14 pounds. After 12 months. And you're all hoodwinked. They're telling you can lose 20 pounds in a month, and most of it's fat, which is a complete fabrication. You don't lose fat out of your body. There's no such thing as burning fat. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, you die with a certain number of fat cells, and over your course of your life, your fat cells expand or contract. As evidenced by look at her stomach on day 1, everybody. Look at her stomach on day 30. How did it work? This is a detox. The reason you have the extra fat on your body that you all complain to us about is because, in case you didn't know, we're living in an incredibly toxic world. The water, the air, the food, loaded with chemicals. As they enter the body takes the chemical and stuffs it in your fat cell, and that fat cell expands. This protocol, they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, proving it was removing. Don't you think it's a good idea to get chemicals out of your body or not? Do you just want to store them? Because you're storing them in there right now, whether you know it or not. This is a detox, a side benefit. Weight loss is like the number 4 thing, because the number 1 reason to do it is to detox. Number 2 is to lower inflammation, which came down 25% in 30 days. That's never been seen on any diet ever. And number 3 is maintenance. The key to this is sustainability. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. Do you know in this that most women lose a whole dress size in the first 7 days? Ladies, how much would that excite with no exercise? Now, if you want to exercise, of course you can do it. But a whole dress size in a week with no exercise? Are you kidding me? Men, you lose 2 to 4 inches off your waist. I lost 8 inches off my waist in 18 days. I went from a 42 to a 34-inch waist. I'm still a 34-inch waist 23 years later. I know it sounds too good to be true, and I know you're all skeptical. But honestly, are you willing to take the chance? You're going to let your skepticism decide for you that this is not real, that this is fake. It's not fake. It's real. And you get to go to a free website to see the medical proof. I'm going to show you the website right now. For those that want to, you would type in the name of this, my research company is The New Health Conversation. We didn't invent this. It's not us. There are no products to buy here, by the way. No products. This is food in a completely new way. And all that's on that website is the medical proof, including number 1 exclusive podcast with the number 1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. And he'll tell you they did 100 studies over 40 years, and they never, ever found a diet in all that time where people lost weight and kept it off. So whatever you're doing, we're not saying you're not going to lose weight initially. But you've got to understand, when you do something like time-restricted eating and you lose 10 to 12 pounds in a year, and another huge study that was done to champion this point, okay? Because maybe you think you have a diet where somehow it's going to work. Well, this is the Journal of the American Medical Association. Basically, behind this study, they were looking at all forms of dieting to determine what was the best diet, who lost the most weight, how much weight did they lose in a year, in 12 months. Title was Comparison of Weight Loss Among Named Diet Programs in Overweight and Obese Adults, a meta-analysis. They looked at 48 unique randomized trials, 7,286 individuals. After 12 months, when they looked at the most amount of weight loss on any diet, they named them all, keto, paleo, Mediterranean, time-restricted eating, fasting, whatever it was, the amount of weight from the most in a year to the least in a year was 10 ounces. 10 ounces. And they only lost 16 pounds in a year. It's right in the study. It's not like something I made up. 16 pounds in a year. Wait a minute. She lost 21 pounds in a month. And she's kept it off for 8 or 9 years. All of these people on all these diets have gained all the weight back. The biggest tragedy, one of the biggest things that's happened to us, is the Biggest Loser. And I watched it. I thought, wow, do you know that every one of those people, sadly, has gained all their weight back, and no matter what they do, they can't lose the weight anymore because they slowed down their metabolism. I mean, they were only like 600 calories a day, and they were working them out like 8 hours a day. Listen, This whole thing is it's a disaster. That's why the researchers said the grand myth of traditional diets, a devastating cycle of failure and false promises. That's what the researchers are saying. It's not me. It's not my opinion. But pick a diet, any of you, that you're on. Let's go just some of the main ones here. And I've got the numbers that I'll share with you. I've got a low-fat diet, a low-carb diet. We got keto, we got carnivore, we got macro-carnivore, we got time-restricted eating. Across the board, every one of them, whatever weight you lose, 25 to 40% is lean muscle mass. And basically, after a year, the weight loss is 16 pounds, 13 pounds, 13 pounds, 12 pounds, 10 pounds, and 14 pounds. Those are all in a year, in 12 months. The only reason you're doing what you're doing now is that's all that's been available to us. This is an alternative that could change your lives. Yes, Bruno, I've been on it for 23 years. Didn't you hear me say that, Bruno? I mean, the point is, and like I said, Bruno, who's your coach? Not that that matters, but I'm just curious who your coach is. And are you getting coached? I assume you're getting coached. Please let me know, okay? And Bruno, I'm really sincere. I'm not trying to be, I'm trying to be supportive. If it didn't work for you, just get a refund. No questions asked. But it's really pretty unusual. I mean, obviously, if it didn't work most of the time, how would they be able to give you 100% money back guarantee, right? And Bruno, I said that. I've been on it for 23 years. 23 years. And so have all the people in my family. And, you know, we've been doing this for 23 years. And I mean, it troubles me when someone doesn't have success because we're coaching people for free, for crying out loud. So do we want to coach people not to have good results? I don't think so. It's only a month. And Bruno, who's your coach? No, seriously, I want to know. And are you doing carnivore or are you doing traditional version? There's two different versions. There's one where you do normal fruits and vegetables and things, and then there's one which is carnivore for the first 11 days, and then they switch you over. Because that might be something you might want to consider. Talk to your coach about that to see if they can tweak it somehow. We want you to be successful, Bruno. Honest to gosh, this is not about, you know, getting you to continue if it doesn't work. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But again, Bruno, who is your coach? Hello, Pamela. Hello, Munez. Hello, user 557. You know, Bruno, I mean, the other thing that I think is so important is those kind of, we see that blood work kind of stuff all the time. Diabetics, high blood pressure. I mean, there's no way that there's any diet that would ever produce a result like that. The researchers tell me this. They've been doing it for 23 years, not me. I didn't do this research, right? So Munez, user 557. Steph just said hello. User 404, hello, you joined. Juju joined, Jilly joined, Charlie joined. And again, can we get some taps on the screen if you like the content? If you don't like the content, don't tap. I don't need fake stuff here, right? So who else would like to ask me a question? Anybody? No? God's hands health. That's a good handle. Like the live. Okay, now we're getting some taps finally. That's great. But who else would like to ask me a question? Carissa or Enrique, I'm not quite sure what your name is. Oh, let me put the website, because we do this is on multiple platforms, so there are other people that are chiming in that maybe can't see the new health conversation. It's always helpful if I spell it correctly. That's the free website that you can all go to. It'll pop up there. There you go. Right there, you can see it. The new health converse. I even spelled it right. Okay, that's great. I'm a nutritionist and everything he's saying is 100% correct. Okay, there you go. Okay, Bruno. Well, that's wonderful. But again, Bruno, who's your coach? Bruno, we want to help you here. Do you understand? I'm trying to throw you a lifeline. And Bruno, did you first find out about it on TikTok? Did you see one of my lives on TikTok? I'm just really curious because I treat this very, very seriously. We don't mess around. We're not scamming people. It's absolutely not at all. And we have people like, here's a nutritionist saying that they agree 100% with everything I'm saying. Not that I knew that they were coming on, et cetera, but there are a lot of nutritionists, a lot of dietitians, a lot of doctors. They're all doing this now and producing these kind of medical results that no one's ever seen before. And look at Andy here, a younger guy, but 45 pounds in a month. Bruno, what do you think about that? Look at his A1C, 7.9 to 6.2. But look at his bad cholesterol, everybody, from 120 to 59. That's in 30 days, unless you think we're faking it. We're not faking anything. So, again, I keep asking who would like. Come on, we get some more likes. We're only at 247 likes. That's not. That's. We're just getting warmed up here. I've only been on for 44 minutes, and I'm going to go for a little bit longer for sure. We're at how long? Oh, 44 minutes. Yeah, I'll probably go at least another half hour. So again, who would like to ask me a question? Who's curious about how in the world can you lose? I mean, basically, she did. How did she lose 5 pounds a week? This podcast run right now, we're explaining it all to you. How did she lose 5 pounds a week? That's not 5 pounds a month, everybody. That's not a pound a week. 5 pounds a week. She lost a total of 21. You'll see right here. Look at. She lost 21 pounds and 38 inches in a month. So it's not just like she just lost 5 pounds in a week. She followed up for a month. She lost 20 pounds. She only had 30 pounds to lose. You can see it. Day one. Well, there it is. Day 1, day 30. So she lost 5 pounds a week for a month. I'd love for anybody to comment. Blitz and Spray. Yes, I have a question. Go ahead. Blitz and Spray. That's an unusual handle. Go ahead. Please ask me the question. I'm here. I'm live. Maybe somebody wish I wasn't. But go ahead, Blitz, Spray. Hi, Betty Boop 777. I'm just waiting for you to put the question, Blitz and Spray. Oh, good. We got 559 likes. Let's keep some more taps going on that screen to up that. So Blitz and Spray, I'm still waiting for your question. I'm not a mind reader. I'm a nutritional researcher, but I'm not a mind reader. Okay, well, I'm not sure, Blitz and Spray, if you're having a trouble typing it in, but I don't see. Okay, TikTok is censoring all my comments, so good luck on here. Well, TikTok, let me ask you something. What are you commenting about? And the difference is, do you have peer-reviewed human trial medical studies? If you don't, then that's why you're getting censored. Because it's not acceptable to make comments on here if you don't have peer-reviewed human trial studies. If you have nothing, I'm not sure what field you're actually in. So what field are you in? Are you in nutrition? Are you in health? What are you doing? But again, the problem is that people are making these comments, these unfounded claims. But unless they've been vetted in this case, this is all, it's been published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. And I tell the censors, they know the New Health Conversation, we only share from medical proof and medical evidence. An opinion doesn't matter. A clinical study doesn't matter. A doctor recommended, that doesn't matter. That's all hearsay. And I really appreciate them for making that kind of a rule, because there are all these influences on here that are making all these proclamations, not one shred of medical evidence, and basically what they're telling people is completely false. Like you can burn fat on a diet or exercise. No, you can't. You're born with a certain number of fat cells. You die with a certain number of fat cells. That's it. Dunning-Kruger effect. Dunning-Kruger effect. It's okay. I'm not quite sure what Dunning-Kruger effect it, and you said it's okay. But do they have, if they have peer-reviewed human trial studies, then you should be fine. I've never heard of that. I don't know what it is. So maybe you can just give me a sentence on what it's about. We're very careful because we know the censors are trying to protect the general public from all these false claims. That's what I love about TikTok, because they are very, very stringent. And we make it a point to go out of our way to tell people the only thing we're quoting from is peer-reviewed human trial studies, or when we do something contrary. Like, for example, here's a big study done in by Medicare. So it's Medicare saying it. It's not me making a claim. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. So we're reading from the study. The researchers at Medicare found that long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment for obesity. These studies show that 2/3 of dieters regain more weight than they lost on any diet. In summary, there's little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. Anybody can look this up. It's in the public domain. I'm reading from the actual study. It's not an opinion on my part. We're not giving opinions. I thought you were a medical doctor. How do you not know Dunning-Kruger? Because I'm a nutritional researcher. I can't know everything. I know this. I know I've written 4 best-selling books to some of the top medical doctors in the world. I know that I've done 20 shows on public broadcasting. I know that I was interviewed on the 4 biggest daytime shows in America, and I've lectured extensively in universities and hospitals. I've even been to China, because this protocol, there's no equivalent. Again, as far as what is just, I'm being honest. I don't know what Dunning-Kruger is. What is it? Tell me what it is. I'll Google it after I get off this podcast today. But are you trying to tell me there's anything you've ever seen where people are losing 5 pounds a week, losing no water, and gaining 6 to 9% lean muscle with no exercise allowed in a month? The reason I like to use this particular example, she only had to lose 30 pounds. It's not like she had to lose 100. And when you get into people, your stream, so glad your stream is lagging now. Your stream is being throttled. No, it's, you know what's going on? It's actually I've got like 1 bar in my room. Why would you be glad that my stream is lagging? I don't quite understand. I don't know. Why would that be a good thing? I'm not quite sure. Are you, I mean, I don't know. So I will look up Dunning and Kruger to see what it is. But again, if you're getting censored because you don't have any peer-reviewed human trial studies, I can tell you right away. That's exactly what's going on. So those are the rules of the road. Dunning-Kruger. Let me just see if I can find that somehow here. Let's see. Okay, let me see if I can do this. God. Well, that's interesting. It's a cognitive bias. It has nothing to do with medical treatments. So at least I looked it up. So who else would like to ask me a question before we close this out? All right, everybody, I'm going to end this one. It's now 6:18 on the East Coast. I'm just resting my voice a little bit. This is my 4th one of the day. I got to get a drink of water, and let's say I'll come back on in about a half hour. I'm going to see if I can get my internet problem solved. Okay? Thanks, everybody.